Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Ignatius Ukechukwane. I released a series of video saying why people are single, why people remain single, people who are of marriageable age but still remain single in our world today. And I pointed out reasons, and one of such obvious reasons is the culture in our time. Culture that dictates how we live our life. This culture infused through many streams of the things we consume, our observation and things we try to mimic from our environment and from what we see on television, on the internet, and all of these things. These are influences that have, obstructed the natural process, what God created for man to live by, for man to exist and manifest in our world. We have to replicate God's kingdom here on earth. But that was my aim, to point out these reasons and also to provide a lasting solution. Obviously, the fact that we as Christians, as children of God, we have to replicate the mandate, his will in our world for things to thrive, not just in marriage, but in other aspects of our lives. So that's what I try to portray. And also the reason for making this video now is to also state that I wouldn't call myself a victim, but as we all say, we're all victims of circumstances of our world, of our environment. I'm one of such people who is not yet married, and the reasons I pointed out in the previous videos are reasons, some of the reasons that affected me as well. Culturally speaking, I was affected by some of these things. I wasn't serious with my life, spiritually especially. I just felt everything in this life happened by chance, happened by hard work. There's so many things I applied intentionally and unintentionally. Of course, distractions was one of those things that affected my progress, my progression in life, and of course affected me settling down maritally. I was just distracted, thinking the time would come. Let me just go with the process, go with the flow, go through the education, having a job, and everything will fall in place. But as we all know today, everything in our world feels chaotic. It's chaotic, and we I can see, personally speaking, that there are forces at play. It's not just our will that is forming our environment, or forming what we've come to know and accept. There are other supernatural forces at play, hindering, denying us of progressing in so many aspects of our lives. And knowing God, reading the Bible, seeing all of these things, listening to messages, people who have gone ahead of us, people who have gone ahead of me, seeing the evidence of what they have been preaching to us, all through our lives. But I, for one, neglected the signs, neglected the warnings, thinking everything was just random, not knowing everything has been orchestrated by forces and by, of course, institutions, by man, those who serve different deities or whatever, but it's all in partnership. I'll go into that much later, but I have been a victim of, or at the receiving end of some of these things because of the choices I've made. And as the saying goes, it takes two to tango. I offered myself. I went with the flow, with the culture, thinking I knew better, thinking I had everything under control. But time passed me by. Time passed me by. And by God's grace, God is ever merciful, he's ever gracious, and making corrections to some of these things, to some of my choices. And I can see the evidence. I can see God's hand working through me, working in me, making all of these corrections. And by God's grace, I will be settled maritally very soon. And I'm doing this video as an encouragement to those listening to this video, depending on when you're listening to this video. And as if you're like me and you have decided to make this correction, to follow suit, to follow God, to follow the teachings of Jesus Christ and the ultimate will and plan and purpose for mankind, following all of these things, reading your Bible, going to church, Bible believing church, listening to true men of God, true ministers of God, true ministers of the gospel, because you can't do this on your own. No man is an island. It's not good for a man to be alone. It's not just for this in the area of having a wife, but building a community that loves and serves God in spirit and in truth. That is my message for you today. I'm a victim of, like what I've said, but I'm making corrections today, intentionally making correction, and knowing that there's a God who exists, who lives, and who wants the best for me. So join me on this journey. Join me on this journey. I'm not just doing this for myself, but also doing this as an encouragement, saying to you, there is a God who sees you. There is a God who lives, who wants the best for you. Don't allow culture, don't allow what you watch on television. Everyone is just trying to do what's best for them, but do what is best. Don't even do what is best for you. Don't try to do what is best, like what you think is best for you. Follow the teachings of Christ. That is what is best for you, because your emotions can trick you. Okay? And following the teachings of Christ and following the teachings of the gospel, the revelation from the gospel, not just the teaching, but the revelation from the gospel that is unique to me. Do that as well. You truly find a message that is unique to you. God will lead you or order your steps. I'm not here to deceive anyone. Okay? The gospel is true. Jesus Christ is real. He's coming again. He's coming soon. But as before he comes, we have to establish his kingdom in our lives and around our lives, in our environment and our community. Remain gloriously blessed. I hope this blesses you, and I pray that you make changes in your life in a positive light. Follow the teachings of Christ, and you will definitely see tremendous changes in your life and around your life. And by extension, you affect your community in a positive way. Remain gloriously blessed. Thank you for listening.